What you're looking at here is a very high-level architectural diagram of how and what Riva syncs. Utilizing web services and CRM's native API, Riva sits in the middle, connected as a server-to-server sync, providing transparent, bi-directional synchronization of contacts, leads, accounts, meetings, calls, and tasks. And then thanks to the Smart Convert drop folders, which I will discuss, Riva easily syncs emails to contacts, accounts, cases, opportunities, quotes, and custom objects. And then to help end users, gain more visibility in the mail client, the Riva Connect bar brings open opportunities, cases, quotes, and custom objects into the mail module for easy reference and direct linking to Sugar. So starting with contact and calendars, it's important to note that end users can sync data as automatically or manually as your workflow dictates by utilizing the native functionality of the email client. Users don't have to do anything outside of their normal process. So to reinforce that point, Riva is client agnostic. So the same native functionality that reinforces CRM adoption can be found on any device or web-based service. And as kind of what Peter was discussing, if you and your team need an advanced or custom process to sync contacts or calendars, Riva is incredibly configurable and of course customizable to meet the needs of you and your team. So, how does Riva look? How can it be valuable? Well, if I'm an end user like so many who tend to live in email, I don't really have to do anything outside of my normal process. I can see, create, and modify contacts and leads right from my email clients. So in this case, I'm modifying a contact in Outlook by picking the contact, modifying the relevant data, and then just simply saving the changes just as I normally would. So for calendar synchronization, we see the same transparent sync that we saw with contacts. Here I'm, creating an Outlook appointment with all the standard details, and just as I normally would, I would just simply send the invitation. The invitation is then going to obviously save to the Outlook calendar, and Riva will then sync it to Sugar. The point is that there's a lot of important data related to calendar events, and potentially there can be a lot of important data related to calendar events. If your end users don't have to go outside of their normal process to achieve accurate digital transformation, the true value of CRM is realized. So when it comes to email sync, there are three core Riva functions. The first being the Riva Smart Convert drop folders. These folders allow users not only to sync emails against contacts, accounts, leads, opportunities, cases, and quotes, but they also allow to create those objects in CRM. The Riva Connect bar gives users up-to-date information about open opportunities, cases, quotes, or custom objects. And finally, the Riva Assign To drop folders allow synchronization of emails to specific opportunities, cases, quotes, or custom objects. So again, how does this look? Well, let's say, let's say I received an email that I feel is pertinent. I can easily move that email into the appropriate Create New folder in my Outlook folder structure. Riva will then take that email, create a contact and account if they don't already exist, and create the appropriate object that you sync the email to. So let's say I created a new opportunity and I wanted to quickly reference it and put in some necessary fields. The Riva Connect bar allows just that. By selecting the opportunities folder, I get access to a list of open ops. And from there, I can select the op I want to modify. Once an op is selected, the Riva Connect bar actually allows me to link directly to that object in CRM to either view or modify it. On the CRM side, I can then complete my additions and modifications to the op, and just as I normally would, select save, and Riva will then sync that updated information over to the email client. So with Riva assigned to, it's safe to assume that we will have more than one email to do with any given case, contract, quote, opportunity, whatever the object may be. As an end user, I would like to have the ability to sync important emails to my open objects rather than just to contacts or accounts. Riva Assign To gives me the ability to do just that. I can take a pertinent email in my inbox and move it directly into the appropriate object in the Assign To folder. And so, the relevance of Riva Assign To is that, syncing emails that are appropriate to specific opportunities or other objects gives admins and end users better visibility and more granular understanding of your relationship with clients. And finally, we get to Riva Insight. So Insight is Riva's CRM aware add-in for Outlook and O365 that allows end users to access relevant data from within the email client, web service, or Outlook app. With Insight, users can also leverage Track and CRM to track emails and calendar events to CRM with more granularity. So starting with the Insight side panel, either by searching manually or just by clicking on an email or calendar event, not only do I have full visibility to any relevant contact, I can easily link directly to that contact or account in CRM, access any relevant web data such as wiki articles, Google News, and regional weather, and see any upcoming events, recent events, or emails to do with the listed contacts. All right, and I promise this is my last slide. So what if I needed to track a calendar event against an opportunity? We can see that done right here by simply opening an event like we see here, selecting Track and CRM, and then searching for the opportunity we wish to sync to, and then clicking OK, and that email is going to sync to that object. This is just one example. If I wanted to, I could sync an email to a closed opportunity, case, quote, or custom object, or I could sync to an account or other contact with a completely unrelated domain. And with that, if you have any inquiries or need to know more information about everything I just went through, because I probably went through it pretty quick, please contact Jesse and the team at Fay, and they and we will be very glad to assist. So ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the best for your holidays. Be safe, relax, and prep yourself for a great year ahead. And Jesse, I guess I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Bill. Before you get ready for those holidays, got a couple of questions for you guys.
Yeah, shoot.
But that was great. Thank you. So we had a question on the topic of special folders in Outlook, for example, opportunities. What happens if someone accidentally deletes one of those folders?
Yes, this is it happens. And the very easy solution is that nobody actually has to do anything on Riva's next sync synchronization cycle, that missing object, whether it's an opportunity, a case, or whatever the object may be, if it's not there, Riva is basically just going to repopulate it and yeah, just put it right back in Outlook again. So no worries at all.
Okay, great. Next question on, it looks like it's on email. So Riva syncs an email by dragging and dropping to a special folder. Is there a way to more automatically sync emails?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do get certain requirements, and there are some industry verticals that would kind of dictate that all emails are actually logged. So we do have, and we've had this for a while as part of Riva's premium subscription, what we call auto inbox. These are two objects or two functionalities that are configurable separately, wherein all incoming emails will automatically sync to existing contacts in Sugar. And then, of course, auto sent items. It's the exact same functionality. It's two existing contacts, except for obviously anything coming out of our mailbox. So that's kind of one solution. The other one, and this is kind of a new functionality called Conversation Sync, where Riva looks at if we take and it kind of piggybacks off of our automatic email sync, but Riva, the end user syncs an email, to a contact. As that conversation goes on, the replies, Riva looks at that, that conversation ID that is associated to that thread, and syncs the subsequent emails to do with that conversation specifically, and that's called Conversation Sync. And like I said, that's kind of a newer functionality, but we've definitely had some interest in that. So yeah, there's definitely a few options. Then outside of that, if you're looking for a specific, a really specific functionality on how emails might go to custom objects or anything like that, kind of what Peter was speaking to earlier, those are things that we can do. It's just a matter of dropping us a line and having the discussion.
Great, thanks. And then we had a question on pricing. So how does that work? What are the costs associated with the integration?
Jesse, I'll take that. This is Peter. We are on a subscription model on a user basis. You can think of Riva as about $15 per user per month for what we call our standard offering. The premium features, many of which Bill just showed, think of it as more like $25 per user per month. But it's all based on a annual subscription basis. And that's how we do it. I also want to say that all of our pricing information and a lot of other information is available on our website. Very good, very transparent on our website.
Great. And then we had a question come in. Will the integration work with Sugar when it's hosted on site as well as in the cloud?
Hey, yeah, this is Bill again. Yeah, absolutely, not a problem. It doesn't anything on premise, in the cloud, anything like that. Those configurations are not a problem for us at all.
Okay, great. So the platform can be hosted internally if they host there.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Thank you. And Jesse, I think the bottom line to that question is answered by the Riva mandate in 2008, and that is to build a server-to-server solution where we can point to various directions. We don't have to have specific software for specific email clients. We're a server-to-server connection, and that's why we can do all these things.
Well, we love a mandate, so that's phenomenal. On the closing up, we did have one question that came in the last minute. If they have a complicated use case, they're not sure if it's special or where Riva may apply, what's the process to determining if using the integration is feasible?
Well, this is Peter. Let me take that one. It's maybe this is a poor example, but Will Rogers said he never met anybody he didn't like, and I like to think I've never met a use case that I didn't want to explore. And so we have the framework in the product. We're organized internally with a Riva success team that helps with configuration. We have a client engagement team that sits through use case discovery meetings all day long and puts the solution together, whether it's configuration or whether it's a customization where our developers get involved, but they become the air traffic controllers of going through use cases. So we'd love to hear about what's possible. I think the first step then would be to contact your FAE internal person, and then we'll get the ball rolling.